Hey Kelly, great to officially meet you in person. Do you want me to take my shoes off? No? Okay.
So what actually is an energy assessment?
Yeah, great question. I'll just catch you back up to speed from our last conversation. So what we're focused on today with our energy assessment is basically the parts of your home where we can make the most energy efficiency for the lowest cost for you. So typically what that includes is first, we will go take a look at your electrical panel. We'll see if it's a 200 amp or 400 amp and what we're working with there. And then next, we typically like to look at your insulation levels in the home, just to kind of get an idea of where they're sitting at the rating value, what kind of insulation you already have in there, maybe the last time that was even done. And while we're up there, we're also going to take a look at your ductwork. Typically, as these homes age, you lose air through your ductwork, and it's starting to cool down your attic, instead of your home. And then we'll come back on the interior of the home. We'll look at your lighting setup to see if they're LED lights or incandescent. And then finally, what I'm gonna have you do is pull up your utility bill, your most recent utility usage. And then we're gonna take a seat at the table, kind of go through our report and see how solar would work with your energy efficiency items in the home. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool. Well, the first step would be to go take a look at your electrical panel. Do you know what side of the home that's on? Okay. Yeah, so what I'm looking for here in your electrical panel is first we want to see, is it 150 amp, is it a 200 amp? Depending, how many panels we would need to power your home. It's definitely just important to see because everything we do with your electrical panel has to be up to code to the city and to the utility. So we like to just take a picture of that just to make sure that our office can go ahead and work with it. Perfect. In some cases, your electrical panel would need to be upgraded. In other cases, it's not. And so some of the things we'll kind of look for are you going to add an electric vehicle at some point? Maybe a spa, a pool heater, anything that maybe would cause you to pull more electricity. Those are things that we're going to take into account after we've finalized the assessment. Yeah, we got everything we needed from the electrical panel. The next here on the checklist would be your attic entrance, so we can check your insulation levels. Where is the easiest attic entrance at?
Right here in the garage.
Okay, great. All right, you don't have anybody living up here that you know of, right? Okay, awesome. So what I'm gonna take a look up here is I have my flashlight, I have my temperature gun right here. Gonna take some pictures of the attic, take some measurements just to see how many inches of insulation that you have and what kind that you have. Do you know the last time it was done?
I have no idea.
No idea? Okay, no problem. Let me take a look. Turn on the flashlight here. All right. Well, good news. Looks like you have a couple different kinds of insulation here, which means most likely it was recently done. And it looks like it is fiberglass. So I'll mark that down on the list here. Insulation. Perfect. And then same with the ductwork. Last time you took a look at it?
I've never looked at it.
No problem. Yeah, a few things I'm noticing right off the gate is there are a few different areas of your attic that are reading pretty drastic temperature differences, about 10 to 12 degrees, which could mean the insulation portion, which we'll review, or your ductwork. But we will take a look at that in just a minute. Yeah, so some really encouraging signs up there. A couple things that we looked for. We wanted to look for what type of insulation that you have and then the method that it was received by. So it looked like up there you do have fiberglass, which is super common, and it was blown in insulation. So you had mentioned you weren't quite sure the last time it was done. Totally fine. It looked like everything was up to the R values, but I will submit these pictures to our technicians back at the office, and they'll kind of give me their 2 cents on that. As far as the ductwork, looked pretty good. It's kind of newer. Like I said, there were a few different areas that showed some different temperature readings, and I'll submit that to the office as well, and they'll get back to me pretty quickly on, whether they recommend some more insulation or some aerosol, which we'll kind of go over what that means here in a little while. That's all good. We're good to go on there. Next step would be just checking out your main interior lighting and some different temperatures of the interior of your home just to see how well your air handler and your AC is working. If you want to lead the way, we'll go take a look at those lights. Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah, so what we're looking for right here is your lighting. Do you know if they're LED or incandescent?
No idea.
Okay. Easiest way to tell is if you put your hand or a temperature gun up to them and you don't feel any heat. And if you think about your home, in the summertime, it gets hot here in Arizona. You're trying to cool it down, right? But then you have all these lights in your home that are emitting heat, sort of counterintuitive. And so we do like to put LED lights in here just to kind of counterbalance that heat versus cooling. Yeah, looks like you're taken care of on the lighting portion, so great job. You're already a step ahead of most customers by going with LED lights. The next two, I do want to take kind of a temperature gauge over here. Those windows look really new and energy efficient. Are those new?
Sure.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, those are doing really well repelling the heat. You're already a couple steps ahead of most, so great job on that. All right, so one of the last things I'm gonna have you do is turn on your air conditioning unit, and what that's gonna allow me to do is just check different corners of the home just to see how well that's being distributed throughout the home. So if you can go ahead and turn that down for me, then I'll get these final readings, and we'll just sync back up at the table after that. All right, yeah, looks like I'm done with everything on that end. Basically, in conclusion, what I'll need you to do is, do you typically get your utility information online or in the mail?
Online.
Okay, well, I'll have you pull that up on your phone, and then I'm gonna take a seat right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over your utility usage, all the things I found in the energy assessment, and then I'm gonna go over a solar proposal with you that'll show how many panels it would take to power your home, where they're going to go. We're gonna go over the tax credit and how that works, and everything else you need to know about solar, and then we'll take it from there. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool.